Speaking Task 1. You will be asked a question about a familiar topic. You will then have 15 seconds to prepare your response, and 45 seconds to speak.
Do you agree or disagree with the statement that female and male university students should have separate residence halls?
Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep.
I disagree with the statement that female and male university students should have separate residence halls. I believe that having shared residence halls helps foster a climate of mutual respect and understanding. Co-ed living can serve as a reflection of real-world environments where both genders cohabitate, whether in the context of work or home settings. It also promotes diversity and can contribute to a student's social and emotional development. Furthermore, gender should not be a basis for segregation, but should rather serve as a foundation for acceptance and unity within our society. Therefore, it is essential to encourage mixed-gender residence halls in universities.
Speaking Task 2. You will read a short paragraph and then listen to a conversation between two people. You will have 50 seconds to read the paragraph. After, you will get a question about what you read and heard. You will have 30 seconds to prepare your response and then 60 seconds to give it. You have 50 seconds to read. Start reading after the beep. Now listen to the conversation between two people.
Can you believe that they're asking us to pay 50% more for the gym?
They are kind of right. I mean, the price was already pretty low. I don't mind that increase.
To be honest, for me, it's the principle of the matter. I don't think that there was a need for them to increase the price this much. Yes, the price was low, but it should continue being that low.
Why do you think it shouldn't change? I think that the reasons they gave were legitimate.
You might say that we should pay a little bit more for the new facilities, but besides the addition of the new showers, which, to be honest, I don't think we need, the other things, such as treadmills and new rooms, aren't expensive.
Come on, it would be expensive to build a new room for weightlifting.
That's the thing. They will actually build nothing. They will simply partition the space that they already have. They will put up some walls.
Okay, but they still need to pay for the operating costs.
What operating costs? I mean, they do have operating costs, but the price of the water and the electricity hasn't increased. So I don't know what operating costs are higher. They own the land on which the gym is located, so the lease is not going up for them.
Well, I don't mind. I will keep on going.
What does the male student think about the increase of the price for the university's gym?
Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep.
The male student thinks that there was no need for the university to increase the price of the gym by 50%. He believes that the price was already low and should continue to be low. He argues that besides the addition of new showers, which he thinks are unnecessary, the other facilities such as treadmills and new rooms are inexpensive. He mentions that the university will not actually build anything new, but instead, partition the existing space. The male student also questions the reason for the increase in operating costs, as he believes that the price of water and electricity has not gone up and the university owns the land where the gym is located. Despite his disagreement with the increase, he acknowledges that some people may not mind and continue to use the gym.
Speaking Task 3. You will read a short paragraph about an academic topic, then listen to a lecture about it. You will have 50 seconds to read the paragraph. After, you will get a question about what you read and heard. You will have 30 seconds to prepare your response and then 60 seconds to give it. You have 50 seconds to read. Start reading after the beep. Now listen to the lecture.
Animal behavior and communication represent a captivating interplay of evolutionary adaptations and environmental pressures. Every creature, from the smallest insect to the largest mammal, has developed distinct ways of interacting with its surroundings and fellow beings, with the primary goals being survival and reproduction. One exemplary instance can be seen in the African honeybee. These bees perform a waggle dance to communicate the location of food sources to their hive mates. Through a combination of specific dance movements and the angle relative to the sun, a bee can convey both the direction and distance of a nectar source. This seemingly simple dance is a complex communication tool, ensuring the colony's survival. Similarly, in the vast oceans, humpback whales utilize hauntingly beautiful songs that can travel immense distances underwater. These songs, often lasting for hours, serve multiple purposes. Males might use them to establish territory, attract females, or even share information about food sources. The intricate patterns and sequences in these songs can change annually, highlighting a dynamic and evolving form of communication.
How do different species of animals develop and utilize unique methods of communication and behavior? Use points and examples from the lecture.
Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep.
Different species of animals develop and utilize unique methods of communication and behavior through evolutionary adaptations tailored to their specific environments and social structures. As illustrated in the lecture, African honeybees perform a dance to share precise information about food source locations, demonstrating a complex non-vocal form of communication that's crucial for their colony. Similar humpback whales employ extensive and intricate songs that serve many purposes, including territory establishment, male attraction, and information sharing about resources. This demonstrates vocal communication method adapted to the vastness of their aquatic habitats. These examples underscore the diversity and complexity of animal communication.
You will listen to a lecture about an academic topic. After, you will get a question about what you heard. You will have 20 seconds to prepare your response and then 60 seconds to give it. Now listen to the lecture.
2 forms of addiction are recognized by the experts. Chemical addiction. This is the addiction that involves the use of substances like drugs and alcohol. And behavioral addiction. This has to do with compulsive behavior that we are unable to stop. Now, to talk a little bit in general about addiction. Addiction messes with your everyday life and it stops the normal brain function. When you do something enjoyable, you get a dose of dopamine. It can be just walking along the beach, drinking wine, or injecting heroin. The desire to experience the happiness from these things again can trigger cravings for them, and these cravings are the first signals of addiction. Chemical addiction is the physical addiction that the body develops to substances like narcotics, alcohol, or nicotine. Physical dependency to such substances starts when the body develops a tolerance to them, which forces the individual to take higher doses of them in order to get the same effect. Addiction to alcohol and nicotine are the most common form of chemical addiction today, while heroin is the most destructive one. When it comes to behavioral addiction, the individual feels the same happiness or euphoria just like in the chemical addiction, but instead of the feelings being caused by a substance, they are caused by certain behavior. Gambling addiction is a great example. The thrill that an individual feels when risking their money for a chance to win big releases the same dopamine rush we see in people who abuse drugs. Other common behavioral addictions are associated with sex and shopping.
What types of addiction does the professor talk about in his lecture? Include points and examples.
Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep.
The professor talks about 2 types of addiction in the lecture: chemical addiction and behavioral addiction. Chemical addiction involves substances like drugs and alcohol, which can lead to physical dependency. Examples include narcotics, alcohol, and nicotine. Behavioral addiction, on the other hand, is related to compulsive behaviors that trigger cravings for happiness. Examples include gambling, sex, and shopping. Both types of addiction disrupt normal brain function and can have a negative impact on everyday life. Chemical addiction involves a physical tolerance to substances, while behavioral addiction is associated with the euphoria triggered by certain behaviors. In conclusion, addiction can take many forms and have serious consequences on an individual's well-being.